Welcome again, Taurus, May 2017. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. It's great to have your company here, and I wanted to tell you that right now your ruling planet has just moved, that's Venus, it's just moved into your 12th house. It's the house of secrets. It's there right now. It is an interesting placement given that also we see Mercury retrograde in this area. That's your finance planet. Retrograde up until the 4th. So decisions that have to be made on expenditure and even investment to some extent should be curtailed, not just until the 4th, because I normally say to people, just wait till that planet picks up steam. It will be stationary, or apparently still, not moving for a day or two, and then it will apparently move forward, which then gives you the green light to, proceed along the lines that you want it to. These are very frustrating transits. A lot of people talk about the retrogression of Mercury. But did you know that we've had your own planet retrograde last month? That's gone forward, which you'll be breathing a sigh of relief on that. But Saturn also right now, another friendly planet to you, has been retrograde, and Jupiter as well. Both of these in the 8th and 6th houses respectively, not great houses, so that can be, this has to do with money, finance, expenses. But the 12th house, particularly with your ruling planet there now, has much to say about really looking inward and reappraising, reevaluating your life. So on the 4th, we see, let me just go through here chronologically this first part of the month up until the 11th, which is very important. On the 4th, Mercury goes direct. That's one you'll be looking out for because it has a lot to do with your finances. And this could show that you've had a period of expenditure where it may have even been out of control, because Mercury rules your 2nd house of income, but it's in the 12th house of expenses, losses, theft. Hold on to your money, be very, very careful. The retrogression accelerates the power of that planet. So while you may be earning more, you may also be spending a hell of a lot more. And right now there's a conjunction between that planet and the unpredictable Uranus, which shows you may think you've got things under control only to find, I've spent a lot more than I have to, there are more bills than I'd expected. But I interrupted myself. I was about to tell you about the beneficial spiritual vibrations that come from having your ruling planet in this 12th house. This is an inward stage where you're probably reappraising your life and very capable of looking back into your past to see just how your processes, your mental, your emotional, your life processes, these are important. A way of reappraising how your decisions worked. What was the outcome of those decisions? Did you handle your relationships well? And if you didn't, this is a time of sort of really thinking through. And for you, I know this is hard because my own experience is that Taurus is probably one of the most significant signs for being unyielding, incapable of change, at least on other people's terms. So it is a time where you need to, become a little more flexible and possibly going back through time and looking at that as the way that you can do that. Now, this relates specifically around the 11th when we see the full moon taking place in your 7th house of marriage and relationships to your relationships itself. So if you're married, if you're in a partnership of some sort, the full moon, which is actually a planet of communication for you, makes its way into this 7th house of marriage, and unfortunately it is debilitated. Scorpio is its weakest sign, but being full, it gains some strength. So this could again relate to some of those hidden components of your relationship, the things that are not sitting comfortably with you. And I know sometimes you don't like to talk about that stuff, Taurus, but here's your opportunity around the 11th and thereafter to speak your mind and to discuss how you want things to change in that department of your life. There could be some confusion because we see also leading up to the 12th, there's a very hard aspect between Mars, the planet that rules your marriage, and Neptune. So what it could be is that for some of you anyhow, there may be some problem on the part of your partner who's a little bit confused right now, who may feel paralyzed to move forward, who may actually have a fear of telling you how they feel. And it's up to you to elicit some sort of response that comes from the heart, not just the head. If you can do that, I think you're going to move forward in a big way, and in a way that's going to help you to create a lot more connectedness between the two of you. Later on in the month, we see May 26th, the new moon taking place again in Gemini, and at that time the sun will also be there. So this really, really focuses your attention on money matters towards the end of the month. So with Mars there is a bigger drive to earn. There are some opportunities. Sometimes that can even mean that someone will provide you a new link or a new introduction that can increase your wealth throughout this period. So I think all in all this month is very much about relationships, but tackling them by going back through your past, using the retrograde planets to give you an insight into how your methodologies worked before and adjusting yourself accordingly so that you can get a better result in future. Let's take a look here. There is another tough aspect that I see here on the 29th. It's important again from this part of your horoscope relating to money, and it can show a tremendous amount of frustration because there's an opposition that's going to take place between Mars and Saturn. Saturn in your 8th house of finances or shared resources, and Mars in your 2nd house. Usually this frustration can devitalize you and make you very, very angry. But as I said earlier, you're the sort of person that needs to articulate that. And part of going back into your past, I think, at this point in your life, is to learn the art of expressing yourself without it shaking you up too much. You have to just take a deep breath and just calmly speak what's on your mind without too much reaction, without it shaking you up emotionally. If you can do that, coupled with what I mentioned earlier, I think this will be a very fruitful month for you, and one that's going to hold you in good stead moving forward. Don't forget to take a closer look at what we've provided you there at our site for the monthly detailed analysis. We've also got the yearly and the daily horoscopes, of course, if you weren't aware of that, at astrology.com.au. Look forward to seeing you there. And again next month when I'll be giving you your monthly dose once again. Bye-bye.